Hi YouTube. Maybe you're wondering why I'm sitting in front of fridges in a wicker chair. Don't. So today we're gonna go over some of the guns that I've used in these videos. Some people have asked about them, the builds, what's going on with them, what all you have on them, stuff like that. What all you have, or you must have a lot of guns. Truth be told, I don't have a lot of guns at all. I have like 6 guns, I think, total. We'll count them. But we'll dive into this. This is a refrigerator. It's an antique refrigerator. I think it actually was working when I moved in, and I decided to take it apart and turn it into a safe. So, yeah, I think it's pretty neat, pretty cool idea. I'm not gonna buy a safe when it's got a refrigerator. But we'll go over the guns, some of the builds, and whatnot. So, the most, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say famous, but the 2 most common guns I use are, we'll start off with this one. This is probably my favorite gun out of all of them. This is my Rifle Dynamics 603 Mark II. It is a 14.5 5.56 calibered AK. So I've got ballistics of an AK, or ballistics of a 5.56, but the ergos of an AK, and I've got it tuned and gassed really well. This is a super smooth shooting gun. It's actually pretty basic. The only thing I've changed out is the Midwest Industries Alpha Series stock. Really like the stock. It is foldable. At the time, they didn't have the thick stock. Would I have gone thick stock? Probably, yeah. Do I fold this? No, I'd never fold this at all. I never have. It's never come undone. Nothing of that nature. Now, when you get this, I do recommend taking every screw out everywhere and Loctiting them. All of mine eventually came loose after, I'd say after about 2 or 3 matches, every screw head came loose. And when I say matches, we're talking maybe 300, 400 rounds, maybe. So just food for thought. I'd recommend just taking it apart and Loctiting it or torquing it really well down. 2 of these guns have the exact same scope setup. This is the Primary Arms PLX Compact 128. This is a trigger camera that lets you see in high definition all my misses. And this is an Acro P2. Favorite red dot, you'll see why. You'll see that it's my favorite dot. But this LPVO is probably my favorite LPVO. I had a Voodoo, I had a Credo. This glass quality and price point, it's very nice LPVO, really nice. Really enjoy it. This is probably my favorite gun out of everything, out of all these. But we'll put this one away. It gets a lot of features, so we'll talk about some of the other ones. This is my second favorite gun. This is a Daniel Defense 10.3 Mark 18 with a Sons of Liberty Gunworks lower. I compete all of my night ops matches with this. I even use this for one-day match at Sawmill years ago. Man, it's been years, hasn't it? That's wild. This thing, I love this gun. Love this gun. I actually might use it in the Hillbilly Gun Run. Hillbilly Hustle running gun. Just because I've always used it there, because the night ops always takes place at VODTAC. This will be the first time they ever have a day match at VODTAC, so I might still go ahead and bring this just because it's VODTAC. But we'll go ahead and talk about it. This is, again, 10 3-inch Mark 18 upper to a Sons of Liberty Gunworks, I think it's the Loyal 9 lower. I've got a, I think this is a Midwest Industries. For some reason, I want to say it's Arasaka, but I think it's a Midwest Industry. I could be wrong. It might be Arasaka because I think I got it from T-Rex Arms. Light bar extender on a Scout M640U. I just got a Somo gear to play around with. Do a lot more Somo gear stuff just to make people mad. I love it when people get mad that this airsoft toy works. And I've got a Unity Axon sync, so buttons control both light and laser. So this is clicky on, or it could be just momentary, either one. This is a pressure pad, which is, it has a click to it, but it's just pressured. I think if you double tap it, it stays off permanently. I could be wrong though. I most likely am wrong. And then I've got an Aimpoint T2 and a EOTech 5X magnifier. I forget the model name. They're both on Unity risers with a B5 stock. It's pretty much, and they've got a Geisley 2-stage trigger. This is the SSAEX Lightning. It's a very spicy trigger. Oh, and I even do have a Raptor Radiant SD ambidextrous charging handle. Some people argue that the gas busting charging handles don't work, but I can tell you on this Mark 18, and it has an H2 buffer and spring setup. With this setup, with the buffer system, and with this charging handle, I have minimal gas to my face. Also depends on the suppressor. We'll get into suppressors later. Anyway, B5 stock. But this is probably my second favorite gun, just because of how much time I have behind this gun. I probably have 8,000 rounds through it. Probably needs a new barrel soon. But it's got a lot of rounds through it. This is actually my very first serious gun. So. Alright, and then you've seen this one lately. This is a Geisley 14.5 Super Duty upper on a Noveski lower. So I went with the 14.5 just because I have that and 14.5, that AK, and I liked how well it ran with the ballistics and the barrel length. So I was like, I'll just copy it in AR. Which I found out this is 100 feet per second. Faster on average with rounds coming out of this versus the AK, both 14.5s. In case you didn't know that, AKs are a little slower, but anyways, again, 14.5, another Surefire M640. This one is Midwest Industries light bar extender. I think it's like 20 bucks cheaper. I bought both of them just to see what's up. They both do the same thing, they extend the light. Surefire M640U, same light, exact same PLX C1-8 acro. This one does have a B5 stock as well, and this one does have a sand cutter charging handle with dual port ejectors, and I have to say it's actually really nice. I've never had any issues with bolts, but I have noticed, I forget which match it was, had a little bit of grime, and it fed great. I could feel the grime with the sand. I think it was at Sawmill, Team Sawmill. Yeah, it was Team Sawmill. But yeah, really fun gun. I really like this gun. I like it a lot. Charging handle, I think it's the Noveski. Yeah, it's a Radiant LT. It's not sand busting, but yeah. So this is the gun you mostly have been seeing here recently. Just because I built it last fallish, so I wanted to use it. But I'm probably going to go back to my roots and use more of the AK this year. I actually even plan on using that AK for the DMR match, which is really going to make people upset spaghetti here in a second when I show you my most recent build, and I can't get this on. Anyways, we'll just put this up. Ugh. If you see that one back there, don't worry about that one. That's a POS, like 3-inch blackout that I've like scrapped together. It doesn't even function. And then the very first gun I ever did a running gun with is my first ever serious AK, second ever AK. This is Rifle Dynamics 704 GT. It's an 11.5 inch 7.62 AK, so traditional 7.62. PEC 15, EOTech XPS 2, I think. I don't know. And this does have a Texas Weapon Systems dogleg on it to put rail back here. Does it hold zero? But I heard the Gen 3s are better. I think this is a Gen 2. Other than that, it's factory, completely factory internals, ALG trigger. I did forget to mention, this does have an FB Radom safety release, and I have to say it's made a world of difference. So normally, if you can see that, the safety only comes, or mag release comes to about here-ish, which is fine, works great. But with this being a little bit elephant-eared and wider and longer, it doesn't take anywhere as near much pressure to get that mag loose. It's nice. It's really nice. Really enjoy it. I did put a Krebs safety on here, which has this little hood, and that is nice. Also, if you notice how light my safety is, it's because AK stuff is really cool. If you want this to be tighter or looser, all you gotta do is just open up this dust cover, and you actually can pull the safety up, and you can bend it inward. It'll make it tighter because there is a little bitty detent here. You can say a little notch, or you could bend it outward, and that will make the safety looser. So that's really dependent on you and your preference, whichever way you wanna go with that. I don't clean this gun. Clean your guns. But yeah, this is the original AK I ran when I first started gun runs. Holds near and dear to my heart. Yeah, really good gun, really flat shooting gun, but AK 7.62 ammo is really expensive here lately, which is ignorant. And then we'll get on to the pistols. Oh, sorry. This does have a JMac Customs stock. I don't know the brand. I don't know. Do your Google. So that's the rifles. And then as far as pistols go, you know my True and Trident Staccato. It is a Staccato P, X300, Acro. See a theme here? This is a great pistol. This pistol has done me well. I've never had a single issue with this that I haven't induced. I've had 2 malfunctions that I've induced. Other than that, I've had 0 complaints about this gun. I love this gun. This is actually probably my favorite gun. It's my EDC and my competition. I believe in you should fight with what you carry, right? I mean, if you're EDC and a 43X, that's going to shoot way different than your long, 17 long or 34. It's going to shoot way different. So I believe that why not compete with what I'm carrying with every day? I have no change. In that first round is going to be the exact same at competition as it would be a self-defense situation. And I know the holdovers, I know it's going well. I haven't even changed the 0 on this thing when I zeroed it off some pine cones in April of last year. It's done great. It's done fabulous. Acro hasn't had any issues, believe it or not. Acros run great. I've had no problems with them, of any of these guns. You see how hard I am on them. So that's the Staccato. I've got one more pistol and one more rifle to show you. This gun here, believe it or not, I got for fun. Oh, and it's so much fun. This is a Taurus TX22. It's a little 22 pistol. Ignore the white paint. That's what happens when you drink a lot of moonshine, and you're bored with, and you have nothing to work on as far as guns go. But it's a little 22 pistol. One thing I love about these guns, about this gun specifically, is it comes with a 16 round mag. That's a game changer in 22s, and a 22 round mag. Comes factory with it. The one I have isn't slide cut, so I had to do some MacGyver stuff with some mounts to make this one work. But it's a 22. Who cares, right? Really fun gun. And then this is a Diligent Defense Road Hunter 22 can with the Topo design. Speaking of cans, this is the can you'll always see. This is my Diligent Defense can. Diligent Defense Co. Enticer L. Their cans are all 30 cals minus the 22 cal can, and this is the one I use all the time. It is my favorite can. If you've noticed, I have a lot of cans. I have a lot of options, but I'm always running this one. There's a reason. This is my favorite can. It performs the best. I've had zero deviation issues with it. It's honestly my most quiet can with a 30 cal end cap versus a 5.56 end cap. A 5.56 suppressor is insanely loud, which I understand suppressors are not supposed to be immediately quiet. It's, you know, flash, flow throughs. I understand the place for them, but this can here is my favorite can. I can't say enough about this one. I even have another one, another Enticer. It's KGM 30 cal and a Sandman S. Sandman, your chemo is absolute dog shit. It's dog shit. I hate it. It's the worst. Other cans, I have a KGM 5.56 A2 and an Omega 300. That 300 was my very first suppressor. So it's on my very first competition gun. Just kind of makes sense, right? But if you notice, you maybe don't, all of them except for that POS chemo, they all have the KGM hubs and they all have KGM muzzle devices. That way I can interchange this suppressor to any gun since they're all 30 cals. So there's that. And then we have the last gun that was just most recently built, and I probably won't use it till next year. Not gonna use it for the DMR match. I am gonna save this one. This is an authentic and matching SR25. It's a Knights Armament Co. SR25. It's a 20-inch 308. The only thing I have changed on this is I did change for a Difrico grip. I wanted to try the more vertical grip since I'm gonna shoot long range. I always do one of these ones, and I put a B5 stock on it because it didn't come with stock. Waiting for KGM to make a muzzle device that'll fit all those cans for obvious reasons. And then I've got Night Force. It's only an NX8. I mean, only, but it's an NX8 4-32 with an acro. That's it. I mean, it's got the I've got an Atlas bipod on a Kinetics Development Group Picatinny or M-Lock to Picatinny mount for quick. I mean, you saw how quick I was to take this off, and it's just as quick to deploy. So love this. I love this bipod. It's great. It's got all the. I can go whatever direction I want with it, and I can extend it pretty well, pretty quick to deploy. Now I do have to say, to like bring it in, it's not as quick, but it's not a problem. I mean, that's quick, but to bring it back in, it's not as quick or as normal. I don't know if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I believe you. So that's that. And this rifle is truly. I've shot it. I've got like 60 rounds through it. and I have to say it's insane how well this thing performs. Which I didn't know that these came with a two-stage performance trigger directly from Knight's armament. But I'm gonna save this. I need to get more time behind it. I need to understand long range more. I need to understand positions, shooting positions, things of that nature. I need to get more time into that genre of shooting, if that makes sense, before I start doing these competitions. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll run this at a night ops. But that's pretty much it as far as the Armory goes. As you can tell, I've only got 5 rifles. Only got 5 rifles, and I've got 2 pistols. My wife has my old Glock I used to use, my 19 with a acro. So you don't need a lot of guns. I've got 2 short guns, a short AK, a short AR, 2 mid-sized to long-range ARs, or rifles, a 14.5 AR and an AK, and I have 1 long boy 308, and that's it. So people with like 6 or 7 PSAs that 3 of them don't even have an optic on, that's where you can get the funds to build something of these caliber. So hope you enjoy the video. Something different, something different that you guys can look at the guns a little bit more. If you want me to do this with the kit, a little bit more in detail with the kit, belt, chest rig, nods, whatever you want to do, whatever you guys want to talk about, just comment, let me know. Like and subscribe, turn that notification bell on. See you guys.